Do it yourself options. Are they really cheaper? How cheaper are they? Is it really worth doing it yourself or having an expert coming in? And recently, someone reached out to me. They wanted to set up an accounting software. So, we didn't get to have the meeting and they sent back, okay, you know, we can set another time, or you could just send me the steps to set up the accounting software. And I found it pretty interesting because oftentimes when persons are diving into the do it yourself world, most times you're not aware of what the task or the job or the process really entails. So, I thought about it and I was like, a lot of persons really don't understand the depth of what is involved in certain tasks. So you're quick to say, okay, I'm not going to pay that. I'll just do it myself. However, missing key steps are going to cost you big time, cost you more in the longer run. So the cost to repair, to fix, to make things that are wrong right, it's usually more expensive. The cleanup costs, they're usually more expensive than having it done initially. So consider the cost. So one of the things when you think about do it yourself, always think about the process that's involved. And sometimes if you're not an expert in the area, you're not going to even understand the steps that are involved. So think of, if you're going to have a surgery done, do you ask the surgeon what are the steps for the surgery? No, because you're not an expert in that. And even if the surgeon did give you the steps, then you still wouldn't be sure if there are complications. How do you handle those complications? So that is one of the pitfalls of do it yourself. You're not aware of the process, what's involved. And so you take that step to go ahead and do it. And if there are complications, sometimes you don't even know that this is a complication or this is an error, and eventually it costs you more in the long run. So, as CEOs, entrepreneurs, business owners, it is important to consider the cost. What is really involved in doing this process? Is it going to cost me more or less? What's really the cost involved in what are the steps involved in having this process done? So consider the cost. Oftentimes you're just thinking, okay, it might be $1,000 to do this. You're looking at the dollar amount, which is important. However, the dollar amount is just a part of the cost. You have to think about, what are the steps involved? Can I really understand the steps? If there are errors, if something goes wrong, am I in that position to fix it? Will I even know if something is wrong? The other thing with do it yourself as a CEO, you don't think about the opportunity cost of your time. Consider the opportunity cost of your time. And it's an economic term. However, basically, what else could you be doing with your time versus doing this thing do it yourself? So I'll use the example of your accounting software. You're like, okay, I'm going to set it up, I'm going to do this. However, you might save $1,000 by not having someone set it up, or I'm just using a random figure, it's not $1,000. However, you're saving $1,000. However, your time that you are spending to set up that software could be used to do something which drives more revenue or profits, cash flow in your business. And again, do it yourself options again depend on the stage in your business you're at. There are times when, depending on what's happening in your business, your cash flow, your time situation, it might be worthwhile to do it yourself because you might not have a lot of transactions involved. For example, if it's the accounting software. However, at times it does make more financial sense, efficiency sense to have someone get this thing done versus you doing it yourself. It boils down to that. So bear in mind, of course, the season your business is in. what you can afford, what you can't afford, the complexity of what's involved. So the key takeaway I am going to leave is when you think about do it yourself, be clear of what's involved so that there's those steps, those processes, so you know you make that informed decision. Can I really handle it? I've seen it over and over. Oh, I'll do my own bookkeeping, for example, and then diving into it, you realize, oh, no, I can't do this. It's too much. And that's okay, right? And we're all not going to be experts in everything, and that's okay. So consider the steps, the processes that are involved. Are you really equipped? Do you have that experience to get it done? Consider the opportunity cost of your time as well, because again, there are things that you could be doing which add more value to your business than some of these tasks. If you do have questions, do remember to share them. Reach out to me with any questions, comments you have. And signing off in 3, 2, 1. Bye, everyone.